Now, here's an entertaining one about a wife who puts herself in a position, or lots of positions actually, to potentially catch the flu from her lover because she wanted a little loving time when the husband isn't around. And no surprise, not only does she get caught, but also catches the flu. And now is having a meltdown because her husband won't take care of her, and he's leaving her in the dust. That'd be a good one to go over here, guys. An entertaining one here about how no matter what some of these gals do, they still feel entitled to this, and this, even though they've completely destroyed their families, marriages, and all that. Titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to care for my wife since she caught the flu from having you-know-what with her affair partner? And shout out to Isaac for sending me this story. He says, this is partially a rant and partially an actual question. I'm 54 years old, have been married to my wife, Victoria, a 54-year-old female, for over 32 years. We have 3 adult daughters and 1 adult son. 32 years, that's a long time. Earlier this year, she started menopause. I loved her and supported her throughout this difficult time, as any good husband would. And how did she repay him? She said she didn't want to have SCX because she felt like she was fat and ugly. I told her she's beautiful, and I was patient with her as she didn't want to have SCX. It was only since this month that she wanted us to suddenly have SCX again. I thought things were getting better until I saw a condom wrapper in our bedroom. Well, uh-oh. Yeah, that'll tell you everything, unless one of the kids were getting it on in their bedroom and their lover, left it behind. But no. My job involves going out of town for business trips. The last trip I tried to get into my wife's social media, and luckily enough, she uses someone's birthday as a password. How stupid is that? I found out her affair partner is Zachary, a 35-year-old male. So she's 54, her lover's 35. He is a family friend who has a wife, a 29-year-old female. So on my trip, I read so many messages. One message involved Zachary asking if it's okay to come over for the fun time since he thinks he's coming down with something. Family friend, nearly 20 years younger. This guy's married. These are both scumbags. And still come over and hook up in this dude's bed. And he's mentioning he may be coming down with something. Even after getting back into town, I read some messages. Zachary messaged that he and his wife had the flu, so he can't see my wife for a while. My wife said that herself getting the flu was worth it. Oh, for God, really? I'm sure most of you guys, if not all of you, had the flu at one point, and it's not a fun thing. Risk getting the flu for some loving. But we know it's really about attention. That's what it really is about, because she's feeling like she's fat and ugly and old and all that. It says here, I came home to my wife who's suffering from the flu. Probably suffering from something else, too. I immediately told her that I know about Zachary. She was upset but too weak from the flu to stop me from packing up and leaving. She begged me not to leave her while she was alone sick. Oh yeah, okay, you were hooking up with this guy who's 20 years younger than you, a family friend, a very special friend of yours, honey. Ruining our marriage, and you expect me to stop what I'm doing to take care of you, to give you some nice soup, hot soup, and, warm up the bathtub? No, you're on your own, bitch. After I left, my wife had been messaging me. She said she's very sick. I told her to go to a doctor, call an ambulance, or call someone else. She said she's not dying, but she needs me. Oh, now she needs you. Remember, this guy in the beginning said during her menopause, he was patient with her and all that. And this is the thanks he gets. She says she can't call our kids nor any other family member since they will ask why I'm not here. In other words, then she'll have to deal with the consequences of her actions. Why is your husband not here? Oh, I don't know, because I was sleeping with the neighbor. She said that menopause had made her crazy, and she wouldn't see Zachary anymore. I still haven't gone back. Am I the a-hole? Smack! No, you're not the a-hole. God, these people have to ask these questions. The menopause made her crazy? No, it didn't. No, she just... I probably would agree that because he was saying that she's feeling fat and old and ugly and all that, probably loved the attention of a younger guy. But that doesn't mean she's crazy to do that. That means she's a selfish, cheating a-hole. And again, after all the kindness this guy's shown her and probably 32 years of loyalty, this is how she repays him. He doesn't owe her shit. Goodbye. Now some more updates here with him. He says, as soon as I found the messages, I was planning on telling Zach's wife. Who? Kelly? Kelly Kapowski. Zach Morris is doing his wife here. I want to tell her face to face. I want to spare our adult kids the horrible news. But many in the comments made a good point that my wife could lie to our kids. Control the narrative. You have to. Otherwise, she will. So I called Zach's wife first. I don't know what's going on in their marriage, but she believed me right away. Because he's a cheater. I called my kids and talked to them like a conference call. I had to. Unfortunately, send some proof to them. I didn't go overboard, just enough for them to believe me. Obviously, they're all upset. I try to keep it together as I don't want to vent about their mother to them. It's a good idea. Let them know what's going on. He gave them proof in case there's any question about that, but don't go too extreme because at the end of the day, she's still their mom regardless of what she's done. Next edit, he says, Zach's wife has been messaging me last night and this morning. She was planning on leaving Zach anyway because Zach was sleeping with 2 other women. Shocker. And I bet this guy's wife thought she was so special. But the fact that Victoria is a married woman who is like a family member speeds things up. Zach's wife made Zach leave the house. Also, all my kids have called their mother. They're not buying any of their mom's excuses. They all want me to divorce her. Wow. That says a lot when all the kids absolutely dad divorce mom. I've done stories like this on my other channels, and then the kids side with the dad, and the mom has crying meltdown, and the kids don't want to talk to her for a while or ever. Yeah, it gets pretty ugly. All so she can get some attention. I don't think it was truly about getting some dick. It was purely about the attention she was getting. But it's no excuse. Now another update. He says, the answer was obvious, but I need other people to tell me so I didn't stupidly go back to my wife. Thank you for those who commented on my first post. I've made 2 edits on the first post to explain something that after I posted. To just briefly touch on those edits, Zach's wife and my adult kids now know that my wife Victoria had an affair with Zachary. Zach's wife kicked him out after the divorce. Kicked him out of the house. All kids are on my side and they want me to divorce. I talked to a friend of mine who's a major divorce attorney for the 3rd time. I've given her a lot of the evidence so she can decide what we can use. She did say that I should be careful with what I say online, especially using their names. Our kids, especially our eldest daughter, are pressuring their mom to make this quick and easy divorce. That's the least she can do for her husband. If she wants to really show she's sorry for what she's done, she can make it a speedy, amicable divorce. Not drag it out and punish him, because the longer it drags out, aside from the cost, it just hurts the family more. A lot of people who commented said I was being too nice to my cheating wife. I'll show some pettiness and by letting everyone here know and mock all the excuses and minimalization she made for her cheating. Now, he's going to now say some of the things she said to justify her cheating. She claimed that menopause made her crazy. She felt fat and ugly. She felt like she didn't deserve me. I've heard that so many times. I didn't feel like I deserved you. You're too good for me. And, on some level, some of these gals that spent their whole lives thinking they're shit, because a lot of women think they're shit, actually believe that. They think the guy's too good for them, so they only deserve guys that treat them like shit. There is some truth to that, but it doesn't matter. 32 years of fucking marriage, really? That apparently Zach came on to her first. Doesn't matter. She wanted to make sure a man can be attracted to her without him being obligated because she's the mother of his children. She had an SEX with Zach to make sure she can still have an SEX. Zach didn't mean anything to her. That makes it even worse. That she threw away the marriage and destroyed the family for a dude that didn't mean anything to her. If she was going to do it, at least do it for the guy that meant something to her. Apparently, I'm overreacting because Zachary's a family friend and not a family member. Zach's wife isn't like a daughter to us. She didn't betray a woman that's like a daughter to us. Listen to her. Where is the accountability here? Other husbands have forgiven their wives when their wives cheat. If I had sex with a younger woman during a midlife crisis, she would have forgiven me, as we have 4 kids. No, she wouldn't have. What a load of crap. We've been together for so long, I promised to love her in sickness and in health. In other words, she's mentally sick. Therefore, he should forgive her and keep on loving her. Look, did you hear one I'm sorry out of that whole thing? Not one. Nothing. Not at all. All these different blaming things. Blaming Zach for coming on to her. Shouldn't be such a big deal because he's not a member of the family. Well, really? Was she going to actually do a member of the family she's blood related to? That's sick. He meant nothing to her. No, it's over with. Oh, of course, now she's mentally ill because of the menopause. Newsflash, that doesn't happen. But anyhow, threw it away over the, risk getting the flu over this whole thing. But you know what? Tough shit. Now I'm going to read a few comments here, and this first one's from a woman. She says, not the a-hole. I am menopausal. That's a pretty idiotic excuse for cheating. If anything, menopause lowers your libido. My body has experienced a lot of changes that I absolutely hate. My mindset isn't the greatest either, but I'd never cheat on my husband. Right. It does slow down your libido. Here's a woman saying this, we're flat out. And one more. This guy says, make sure you tell her that she was only one of Zach's 3 affair partners. If you do this, she will know that she was not special to him, they did not share a special bond, and that he did not care for her in any way except as a way to get off. In other words, rub salt in the wound. Of course he's a cheater. Of course he's cheating on his wife, and of course he has multiple partners, and this has probably been going on forever. But anyhow, she threw away 32 years of family, all for some loving and some attention. There you go. I don't feel bad for her.